Get off my property before I call the police!
If you're young and getting into sales, it is almost a guarantee that at some point you're going to run into the issue of not being taken seriously because of your age, right? They're going to look at you and be like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Even for me, my first time going out, I was finally trained. I was excited to make my own money. I was a little nervous, but I go knock on their door, right? I'm sat there, I'm like, oh, hey, hi, is it? And I start saying my name. I go, hey, I'm Hiram. I'm here working with your local utilities. And they look at you and they're like, what are you talking about? She literally did that. She looked at me and goes, and I was like, I just felt embarrassed. And I just kept talking because I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah, so what we can do for you? And she's like, and she goes, and then she slams the door in my face and goes inside. And I was like, well. And then right then I was like, all right, I gotta walk in. I gotta decide something. So later that day, the next house, I knock on the door. I kind of fix my appearance. I smile to my wave. I kind of act like an old person. So I make eye contact. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I'm Hiram. I'm here. And I instantly improved, right? I was able to make instant difference. And then that next door, I was able to close my first 3 appointments. Sorry, not close. I was able to set my first 3 appointments that day. It was my first day on my own. It felt great. It felt so accomplished. I was able to get over that issue. But my advice to you is appearance matters. How you look is going to be judged. Everything that can be judged will be judged. That's one of the most important things of advice. Like, you name it. Your hair, your teeth, your nails, your smell, your clothes, your shoes, your height, your size. Everything about you is going to be judged, and the person's going to kind of group you in their head with people that have looked like you or seemed like they kind of give off your kind of presence. They're going to kind of put you like that in their head, and they're going to kind of start associating you with those people in their life. So like, different people will find different things trustworthy, right? Like, let's say they've had positive experience with you or like people that look like you in the past, they're going to see that different. So don't be discouraged that some people are going to be able to get their different appointments compared to you just because of how they're able to associate you in your mind. Because there's both sides of the spectrum, right? I have a coworker named David. David's like a 40-year-old man. He has tattoos. He looks old. He has to pitch completely different than I do, right? The people that are more trusting to him are completely different than the ones who are more trusting to me. He gets the people that are more like blue collar, like trades. Like, he gets those people because he seems more trustworthy. I get more people like younger families, like older people, because I can smile and I'm charming to them, right? It's different. But then the other guy, like, he won't even take me seriously. Like, you're just a kid. So there's different ways. But then they'll also be kind of intimidated by David, right? They'll see him and be like, well, I don't know, he seems kind of like sketchy compared to what he's saying. But it kind of just ranges on the different type of people. So you kind of want to lean into your stereotype, what you seem like. Like, as a teenager, you kind of want to, like, for me, it works 2 different ways. I can either be really nice and be like, hey, like, I'm a happy, joyful kid, I'm young. And they'll be like, oh, okay, they'll trust me more for that. Or either people who look young, they can kind of lean into like, yeah, I'm just a teenager, I just gotta get my job, I need to get paid. Yeah, I'm working with your local utilities. I'm here to get information out on SRP's net metering program. They just gotta seem kind of a bit drained. You also kind of want to seem a little bit inexperienced, so it doesn't seem like you're just hard selling, right? Like, I was always told, like, yeah, I have a little bit of a stutter. Be like, hey, is it, and then you say their name, like, hey, is it Charles? Yeah, hey, I'm Hiram. I'm here working with your local utilities. And that's one of the biggest things right there. Is just kind of leaning into your stereotypes so it doesn't conflict with what's going on in their brains. And like I said before, different people are going to trust different people more. It's just honestly luck. I just saw my picture. My little sister drew that picture and I hung it up and it's flapping in the wind. But yeah, different customers will see different people. And same with like pitches. If I have to pitch way differently than David or even this other guy named Pork Chop. I don't know why he's called that. But we have to pitch completely different. Like, I'll lean into like what's good about it. He'll lean into more what's like, oh yeah, what's practical. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's like no cost. And he was like, oh yeah. Like, he seems a bit more reasonable. Or same with me, I can't just go straight forward to make it sound too good to be true because I'm a kid. I'm like, they're not gonna see that it's too good to be true. So I gotta kind of be more practical with it. I know it's kind of like contradicting what I just said, but I meant like you have to give off that vibe, but you have to say differently because I don't know. Hopefully this is all kind of making sense. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to get the advice out, but it's just kind of how it is in my head. But the biggest thing that's able to kind of set their stereotype of you and kind of see how you are is setting a good first impression. Setting a good first impression is one of the most important things when you're on the phone or you're on the door. Because honestly, it depends if they're going to slam the door in your face, if they're going to listen to you, if they're going to set the appointment. because everything depends on if they answer the door, and that's your first impression, right? When they look at you, they want to be able to say, oh, I want to listen to this guy, or they're going to think, I want him to get the hell out of my face. I don't want him on my porch. I'm going to call the police, right? So that is the most important thing. And have a good first impression. I'm going to go over that in my next video, so stay tuned for that. You guys have a good day and hit the doors. Feed that pipeline.